welcome to 4 Quarters State of Origin edition. This week we're focusing on Game 3. While it might be a dead rubber, we've all got some opinions on player selection and also some sporting predictions for the future. Enjoy! I'd like to welcome back our panel again this week for 4 Quarters. We've got FCN Group Editor Paul Roberts, Matt Lawrence, the editor of the Hawkesbury Gazette, and the Gazette Sports journal Conor Hickey. Welcome back, fellas. So it's Game 3. Unfortunately, we've got a dead rubber on our hands, and the boys are playing for nothing more than pride this time around. And I want to focus this week on the side. There's been some changes, and doing something a little bit different this week. I want to have you all tell me 3 players that you'd like to see out of the side, replaced with 3 players that you'd like to see in the side this week. So, Connor, I'm going to shoot to you, kicking off with 3 players you'd like to see out.
Well, I haven't really got 3. There's probably only 1, and that's Andrew Fafita. I just don't really think his style of game is suited to Origin. You see in club footy, he's quite good at getting offloads because he's just so big, but a lot of the guys can't handle him. But at the Origin level, he seems to just not be able to do that. It's the same thing with Trent Merrin. I think they gave him about 6 Origins, and he's an offloading machine at club level, but he just can't seem to do it at Origin. So I'd like to see him come out and Jake Trbojevic from Manly come in. I think he's easily Manly's best player, and he captained the side a few weeks ago when they were down a few troops. He's just a tackling machine, and his technique is perfect. And I think the Queensland forwards would find it really hard to make as many metres because he'd just chop their legs out with precision like he always does. I see we're recording this Thursday morning. Matt Moylan was announced to come into the squad. We don't know whether he's actually going to play to replace Adam Reynolds, but I'm sort of a little bit wary about that. I know, Paul, you like that idea, but I think we want to be careful we're not going back to what we used to do and just pick guys out of position, and then it turns out that they can't perform at Origin level.
Yeah, sure. So, Matt, I'll shoot to you now.
Yeah, well, look, I'd start, we're talking about outing people. I think Woods, sick and tired of seeing the hair running around. Pretty much that's all he's known for. He doesn't seem to do a lot more than strut around, and it's really given me the tray bits. I think Jennings has had his day. Quite frankly, I haven't been impressed with the man for a while. I think actually he'd be probably better served handing out tickets for Game 1 next year. But anyway, and Gullen, you know what? Last game, great. Let's all feel sorry. I'd pull out my mini violin. Unfortunately, all I've got is a mini axe, compliments of Gene Simmons. But I think, it's all well and good to send the man off on a high note, but chances are it's not going to happen anyway. So I say give the man the axe. Anyway.
And Paul.
Very, very tough, Matt. It's look, I've gone probably tough but fair. I've gone to the backs. I've been saying all along we need to score tries. I'd get rid of Blake Ferguson. What's he done? He was in there to take the high ball for the cross kick. Haven't seen one. Haven't seen him during 80 minutes much anyway. So I get rid of him. He hasn't been performing at club level. He hasn't performed in the first 2 Origins. Fully agree with Michael Jennings. He has pace, but can he pass the ball? We don't know. And another one that should go because of exactly the same reason, Josh Dugan. If you saw him against Manly on Monday night playing in the centres, look at his ball skills. He passed one over the try line, and that was about it. Almost went over the try line, went over the sideline, and then went into the stands almost. It was a bloody joke. So they're the 3. We need to score more tries. Let's rearrange that back line.
Sure, Paul. So coming off the back of yours, I would agree with you with Dugan. I'd like to see him out of the side. Along with that, Farah, I think he's had his day. I don't see much use for him in the pack. And finally, I'd get rid of Jennings. Also, agree with you, Matt. Get him out. All right, let's keep moving forward. I know, Connor, you said, you've only got the one out and the one in, but did you have any extra comments to put on anyone else that you'd like to see in the pack?
Yeah, actually, I disagree with Matt completely about Aaron Woods. I think he's definitely one of the best forwards. I can't understand why he doesn't get more game time. It hasn't been quite as bad this year, but last year you saw when he came on, New South Wales had virtually no go forward. It's a bit better this year with David Clemmer there, but I think he's great. I guess the one thing the Blues probably also trying to be careful about is not just throwing in a bunch of rookies and getting them used to losing. Queensland's used to winning, and the Blues I think they've won one of the last three. But they've been competitive. It's not like in years gone by where they were just getting flogged and there was no hope. They've actually been competitive, and you want to be careful not just getting in a whole bunch of rookies and saying go out and do your best, and then next year, we'll see about it. I think they still want to be competitive in this game and play for a bit of pride, I guess.
Yeah. And Matt, you've told us the 3 players out. Who are the 3 players you'd like to see in?
Yeah, well, look, first and foremost, though, I think I understand what Connor's saying, but, the reality is, mate, you got to blood these blokes. And, the idea of blooding them in a dead rubber, not such a bad idea, to be honest with you. If it gives them a bit of experience with the taste for it, prime themselves up, they can get the nerves out the way for the first game next year. I think that's the whole idea of it, mate. I think, as I said, getting a mini violin out for those blokes that are leaving, but at the end of the day, mate, they've had their day. Tough luck. Anyway, look, I'd be bringing in those blokes from your squad, Connor, those blokes with that bizarrely spelt surname, Trebojevic, or however you say it. Look, both those lads, I think, deserve a run around. They're going to be there in the future. Give them a go now. They're both playing wonderfully. I would have no problems whatsoever slotting those boys in, given you're not taking a punt on them. Their form is proven on the field each week. Likewise, Bryce Cartwright. Mate, that's one young bloke who's got a lot of talent. No, he's only a young fella, but at the end of the day, that boy has got a lot in one package. He's a tough bloke. He can penetrate the line and can also offload, do some amazing things with that football. That's the sort of bloke I want to see running around representing my Blues. As for the rest of them, exterminate.
Okay, Paul, I'll shoot to you now.
How do you follow that? I don't have the TARDIS, so I can't look into the future. But I will say I like Tom Trebojevic, the back Trebojevic. So I'd bring him in. I'd put him in on the wing for Ferguson. He's a class act. He's hard to tackle, and he makes people miss, which is it's a great sign. I can see him going a long way. I'm going to Canberra for my centres. I'm going to Jared Croker. He's been overlooked. Hey, if they want somebody to take the high ball, he can take the high ball like anybody. He did it against Newcastle on the weekend. He can also pass the ball, and they can score 70, 80, 90 metre tries down in Canberra. The other fellow may come as a bit of a surprise. I've put in the back line in the centres because I don't think he's in the right position with the Raiders. He needs to be there where Ricky's got him. But Jack Whiten, I'd put Jack Whiten in the centres. I want to see some tries. I want to see us score tries. Connor, I would take that blue tie off, mate. Put your purple tie on. We need to be more than competitive. We need to win. So I just want to see us win rather than be competitive in 2017. Even if we win in 16, guys, as far as this next game coming up, what's it matter? It's a hot feeling still, isn't it?
Sure. So yeah, as I was saying before, I'd like to see Farah out. He's had his dash. I'd like to see Nathan Peats come in. He's fresh blood. He's a player for the future. He's a massive bloke. I think he adds size, great defensive player. I think that he would be a great addition to the side. Moving forward, Josh Morris. I've got a soft spot for Josh Morris. Kick out Dugan, bring in Morris. He's got the match experience. He's played 14 Origins, I believe. So I think he'd be great for the team. And lastly, Jack Bird over Jennings. Get Jennings out. He's useless. put Jack Bird in and train him up. Love him this game, and I'd like to see him. He's a long-term Blues player, if you ask me. So, all right, fellas, that's it for our selections. But any final thoughts? I suppose not just this game, but the series. Connor.
Well, I'm not sure if you guys caught this, but Bob Fulton sort of quietly has said he's going to go back to focusing on Manly. And so he's obviously, I think they were saying, I'm not quite sure how long he's been around, but it's been quite a while. So it might be interesting to see next year whether there's some different selections. Selections has haunted New South Wales for years. So I think after the way this series turned out, perhaps it's a good idea to get some new people in there. Not that, Bob obviously is a legend of the game, I guess, but, on-field performances doesn't always translate into good things off the field. Look, it's only the first year, but Manly hasn't been exactly going well since he sort of swept a lot of players out of the club. I mean, I hope they do end up going well in a couple of years, a la Ricky Stewart and the Canberra Raiders. But it's probably a good thing to get some new guys in there, and also Laurie Daly. I mean, he comes a lot of the flack, but I mean, I'm not sure how much of a say he has in the selection process, but if he doesn't and he's just the coach, so long as he's getting the best out of the players, I think that's all that matters. But I mean, if he's on the selectors as well, maybe they have to think about going somewhere else, or at least taking him off the selectors.
Sure. Matt, any final thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think it can be best summed up with one line: we blew it again. Leave it at that. And Laurie Daly, meet the future.
And Paul, obviously, you've had some opinions on Laurie himself. Any final thoughts?
Look, we've got to get rid of him. I agree with you, Connor. I think Bozo, it's good to see him on the outer, but I do wonder how much power Laurie does have in the selection room. I'm hoping not a lot, because I worry about it. I just think we've got to get rid of him. I think if we're talking outs, who's got to come in? I tell you one fella who's had a say in the last few weeks and who should come in, because he thinks we've been playing pretty boring football, and I'd be quite happy to see Gus Gould come back in, take him under his wing again, take a young team. I'm loving some of your selections, guys. The Trebojeviches, I like Nathan Peake Centre. I can see way back when Harry Barth's Babes in St George in '77. I can see a Gus Gould's Babes come through, and maybe that's the way we go. So I think we need to change it up, guys, for 17.
Sure. All right, we'll quickly just run around the grounds and get your winner, first try scorer, and the score for the game. Just quickly, Connor.
Queensland again. 18-6. And first try scorer, that's a tough one. Go Corey Oates.
Sure, Matt.
I don't know.
Yeah, just to be a little bit different to Prince Purple up there, I'm going to go for the Blues this time round. I'm going to say the Blues by 18-6. First try scorer, well, I've failed each other time. I'm not even going to have a punt.
Okay. Paul?
Look, I'm going the Blues. I know Matt wants Gallen out, but I reckon there's one last one for Gallen before he goes, and I agree with you. He's got to go, and he will go, obviously. I think we'll get home 18-12. And first try scorer, look, I think Bird will end up playing 5-8. So let's go Bird.
Yep, excellent. All right, so I'm going to go the Blues again. I think I've been the only one to back the Blues 3 games now. So first try scorer, I'm going to go for a fairy tale finish for Gal and give him first try scorer, and I'm going to give the score 16-14, a nice close one. All right, that's it for Origin for this year, guys. But we're heading off on a bit of a hiatus until the Rio Olympics in August. Before we head off, I'd like you all to give us a headline for the future for sports. So this should be interesting. Connor, I'll shoot to you for yours.
Daniel Ricciardo crashes into Max Verstappen on the last lap of the next Grand Prix and wins the race.
One hell of a headline. I don't know whether it would fit, but that's an excellent prediction. And Matt?
Yeah, I've got to give you two. Rabbitohs make late charge for state women's netball title. But I think in a reality sense, let's go with the Team GWS maintains healthy lead over Swans.
Sure.
Time for little brother to show big brother a thing or two.
Paul, head to you.
I'm liking those. So that was obviously an SEO headline, Connor. I reckon Kyrgios quits, and I reckon there's a subhead. Nick joins Bernie to count electoral votes, because I think we need all the help we can get, because we want to find out who's the Prime Minister sooner or later, don't we?
Sure thing. Excellent. Great. Well, thanks for that, fellas. Another interesting week for four quarters. I look forward to the Rio Olympics and our commentary on that. And for the meantime, peace out and have a great day. See you all.